Hello.
G'day,
Good
mate.
morning, world. I'm here with Miss Pastor John Fisherman, Australian man and a New Zealander man. He will talk to us about his two beautiful countries because he is both from Australia and New Zealand. The other episode where we're promoting about the Philippines, but now Pastor John Fisherman will also promote his countries, two countries, because I'm in travel blog, so we also would like to feature Australia and New Zealand, but later on New Zealand, but now it's Australia. Okay, Pastor John, can you tell us about Australia and where the beautiful places in Australia, the people, the food, etc. So people will go to your country and invite them like that. Okay?
Okay. G'day, mates. This is Pastor John Fisherman Cranwell, and I want to tell you about my country that I was born in, Australia. I'm an Aussie, a kangaroo from down under. And I want to tell you that Australia is a big country, 28 million in a big, big country. It's the biggest continent in the world. And I'll tell you what, it's got some beautiful scenery and beautiful places to go to. And if you're a surfer, man, all around the coast is surf, surf, surf. And I want to talk also to the epic South Oz surf program because I used to be a surfer and I surfed in many places. I'm born in Adelaide, South Australia, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of kangaroos in South Australia and cockatoos, the beautiful yellow crested and the galahs pink and grey, and a lot of crows, and they play Aussie football there. You know, we call it aerial ping pong. And the beaches were wonderful. In the Gulf, from Adelaide, is the mid-coast where Moana, Seaford, Triggs, Port Malunga, Southport, Gull Rock, these are the surfing places there, great beaches, lots of surfers. Then you go to Yorke's Peninsula, the Big Foot, you go down there, lots of surfing places there. You go to Port Lincoln, lots of surfing places there. You go to the big Australian Bight, where all the Noah's Arks are, the sharks. And there's lots of white pointers there, so be careful when you surf there. That's about 500 miles west of Adelaide. But around Adelaide, there's lots of good surf. And I'll tell you what, the food in Australia, especially fish and chips and pickle. In the Philippines here, I can't get fish and chips properly. And I miss my fish and chips. The big fish all battered and the big chips and the potato fritters. Ooh, sarap, delicious, yummy, yum. And in Australia, you get the best fish and chips and the best pickle that you can spread on your bread. You can't get pickle here. The cauliflower pickle, the yellow one, it's masarap. And in Adelaide, there's restaurants from Italian, Greek, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian, and there's all these delicious places you can eat at. And then they have this beautiful ice cream, the mocha ice cream, the Italian ice cream, nothing like it. It's sort of an icy, creamy substance. And then the places you can go to the Whispering Walls out of Adelaide, just from Gawler, and you can get this big reservoir. You walk along the top narrow wall with chains and poles, and as you whisper on the other side, everyone can hear you on the other side. It echoes. Now, from Adelaide, you go down to Mount Gambier, where the deepest lake is in Mount Gambier, the Blue Lake. It's never been reached to the bottom. And it's so blue, you turn the taps on in the houses and in the hotels, and it comes out blue out the tap. And then you go into Victoria. You go along the Great Western Highway, surf everywhere. There's so many places to surf. Warrnambool is where you get the famous Fletcher Jones trousers, very famous place there in Warrnambool. Then you head to Torquay, or just before you get to Torquay, you've got Lorne and Kennetts River, where you can surf there off the point. And then you get to Bells Beach around Torquay, where the famous surf is there. And then you go into Melbourne, and then over there you go to Phillip Island, and there's a great island with lots of surf and fishing over there. Victoria's a little bit colder, but there's surf most times there. Summer's a bit flat like most places. But then you head around the coast to Bega, and you go to just south of Sydney, Cronulla, and all around there's all these great surfing places, beautiful beaches. And then you get to Sydney, the big city, and you get the big opera house there down by the water's edge. and then you go over the Sydney Harbour Bridge to Luna Park, the big fun place where the big mouth is, the big teeth, and you go in there. You go on the Cone Rota, as you go on the scenic highway if you've got the guts to go on it. And if you go on it and you have eaten first, then you'll see your meal you had before afterwards. Sorry about that one. And then you get lots of beaches. You go across the ferry over to the other side of Sydney, and you've got all the beaches around there. And then you head up the New South Wales coast, and you've got beaches everywhere to surface. Look, if you're in Western Australia, or if you're in Tasmania, or if you're in Darwin, head down the coast. Do a safari. And you'll find, and everywhere you go is good Aussie food, good Aussie tucker, yeah. And the Aborigines there's some good singers there, like they have in the Philippines, really good singers, and there's really good singers there. And you go around the coast up to across the border into Currumbin, and then there's the wildlife sanctuary where you get all these coloured parrots at 4 o'clock in the afternoon sitting on your arms. It's feeding time, and then you've got to go into the washing area where they've got mirrors all around you, and then you can wipe all the bird poo off you with the towels, the paper towels. And then you go up into the capital city, Brisbane there, and you've got the Surfers Paradise. And it's a great place, it's beautiful. And then you go up further, there's more surf up further, and it's very warm up there. It's in the Tropic of Capricorn. It's very, very warm. Now, we haven't come across any crocodiles here, but if you go further north into Darwin, a friend of mine went up there surfing there, and he had to wear 2 wetsuits because of there's crocodiles that actually get into the sea there, but the crocodiles, I've never tried crocodile meat, but they tell me it's good. But one other thing I want to try, and I've never tried it, that's snake meat. They reckon it tastes like chicken. But go to Australia, you want to go to a big, vast country where there's lots of friendly people, and lots of surf, and lots of beaches, and lots of good old Aussie food. It's a great place to go. Up Australia. And so just do yourself a favour, and the people here in the Philippines and every country, do yourself a favour, go to Australia. Go there and meet some of the Aussies and get to know some of the Aussie slang. She'll be right, mate. Corker, yeah, corker like a Sheila, eh? What the heck? Meet you at the Black Stump, you know. We'll go on our Pat and Mike, and we'll head down to the quay and have a Dad and Dave. It's Australian slang. You'll get to learn some of our funny slang. She'll be right, mate, because the Aussie is a very casual guy, and near enough is good enough. He's not a perfectionist, he's just a real guy, you know. And so guys and girls, head to Australia. If you want some adventure, you can go into the deserts. There are lots of deserts there. And there's a place in South Australia where there's a salt lake, where Sir Malcolm Campbell drove this bluebird, and he achieved the fastest speed on land on the salt lake just between Adelaide and Port Lincoln. And so you go to the Salt Lakes, and we went there, and my friend's new Holden Monaro with 6 surfboards on, 6 of us inside, and we're doing 100 miles per hour. 100 miles per hour on this flat salt lake, and I tell you what, it was amazing. It felt so slow. There's no posts, there's no trees, there's no poles, there's no fences. You can't tell the speed you're doing. And we're doing 100 miles an hour, and it felt like I could get out and push the car to make it go faster. That's what it felt like. It's like you're standing still in time. It's an amazing experience driving on a salt lake. And so I encourage you to save up a little bit of money, because it's much easier to go abroad these days. Over the last 4 years it was a bit hard, but now it's much easier to go abroad. And so save up a bit of money, and you pensioners and seniors, save up a little bit of your pension, put it aside, put it in the bank and get interest on it, so it gets a bit more. And go to Australia, okay? Go to Australia and have a look at the vast continent of the land of Oz. It's a great place. It's worthwhile going. So good on you, mate. Fair crack of the whip, mate. And just do it. Bust a go with more, as they say here. Just do it. Okay? God bless you real good.
Okay, Pastor John, thank you for the wonderful statements about your country, about
Sweetland.
the people, and I'm just curious if you also serve kangaroo meat. I mean, is there in a kangaroo restaurant? Do you
Never
eat
tried
kangaroo?
But you never asked me about Paul Hogan.
Yeah, I believe and I saw that movie, Crocodile Dundee. It's a big hit movie, you know.
Oh.
It's an Paul Hogan, I think, became very rich because of that movie. So,
We'll go on
Australia is a land of crocodiles and kangaroos. Can you tell me something about the film, the Crocodile Dundee?
Yes. When I was in Adelaide last on a holiday, we went to see the movie. Pardon me. And the movie is so funny. He's like Australian dry humour. He's so funny. And I bought his book. And when I went home, back home where I was living in New Zealand then, there's a big book like this about so thick, and every lunch hour at work I would read one page, just one page, and I would just laugh and laugh and laugh to myself, because if I read it too soon, I'd be finished laughing. So I saved a page a day to have a laugh a day until I finished the book. Paul Hogan, he's made 2 big movies, but he's also got a TV series which he impersonates the Queen and all kinds of actors and singers and all kinds of famous people, and he's so funny. I just put one of his shows on my Facebook yesterday, actually. So have a look on YouTube for Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee. Okay? Good on you, mate. That's me over and out.
Thank you so much, Pastor John. So, our friends, kababayan, Filipinos from local and abroad, and all the foreigners, the people of the world, come and visit Australia and see the beauty of his beautiful country. This is King Prince of Travel 369. Please don't forget to watch, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, please watch our co-bloggers, my friends like Stylesar YouTube channel, Renba channel, Doc Jaya channel, and GRB TV broadcasting channel. So, this is your host, King Prince, once again. So, can you invite for the last time, another time, Mr. Pastor John, about your country?
Certainly, people of the world, visit Australia, the land of hope and glory. Visit Australia and sing Walks in Matilda with the best, okay? And just do it. Just go there and bless yourself and do yourself a big favour. Go to Aussie, the land of hope and glory. God bless you real good.
Okay, brother, thank you so much. And also, don't forget to visit Doc Jaya channel. So, God bless us all. To God be the glory. God is good.
All the time.